The FireKeepers' last word. The wind doesn't ask permission to move, and neither did they. From Alabama to Texas, from whispers to declarations, from forgotten graves to burning torches, they moved through generations without losing their center. Changing Wind stands now, not to beg for a place, but to remind you he already belonged. He doesn't need permission to speak the names, doesn't need validation to tell the truth. The story was never buried, it was waiting, and now it burns. Some lines get drawn with blood, others with silence. The Colbert line was drawn with both. The system tried to cut it, first with the axe that took John Colbert, then with the pardon that called his death a misunderstanding, then with death certificates that named no father, then with the rolls, the official ledgers of legitimacy that left their names off altogether. But the line held, not because of documents, but because of memory. Because of Eugene Colbert telling it to Charles, because of Charles Edward Colbert signing it into permanence, because of Changing Winds carving it into cedar and sealing it in flame. In the signature of a man who never read a novel, but passed on a name like a birthright. Some stories don't ask to be told, they rise, like smoke from cedar, like breath from bone. This one was always meant to burn. We all wear feathers of the air. We all carry the sacred fire in our hearts. We are all made of dust of the earth, not one of us born without memory. Changing Winds didn't light this fire for fame, for favor, or for forgiveness. He lit it because silence was killing the roots, because ghosts don't rest when the truth is buried with them. This fire is for Eugene, for Charles, for Johnny and Billy, for John, whose life was taken, and for every Colbert whose name was never written down because they didn't fit the form. It's for Marianne Molly, whose father they refused to name, but the blood named her anyway, and the land remembers. This fire is for the watchers, the listeners, the ones who carry fragments and wonder if they're enough. You are, we all are, every one of us matters. Each voice, each scar, each story is a spark in the dark, feeding the fire that remembers. We don't carry history alone. We pass it, we share it, we burn it into truth together. This is not one story, it is 1,000 souls finally speaking at once. Who carried the story in your walk, your wounds, your voice, even when no one clapped, even when no one cared. They tried to erase the Colbert line, and it's not just mine, it's all our families, cut from the same cloth of resistance. They wanted us to hate each other, with violence, with silence, with paperwork, with lies. But here it is, carved in cedar, lit with truth, signed in fire. Still rising, still here, still standing, still burning. And if you listen, you can hear the feathers and wind speak. I did what I said I would. I carried the truth, not for glory, but for blood, for bone, for a promise made long ago. I told our story. I lit the torch, and I passed it on. So if the wind still listens, let it carry this truth to the ones who come next. So Daddy, Uncle Johnny, Uncle Billy, Grandpa and Grandma, Molly, I must carry on. My ship has came in. All we are is dust in the wind. With memory. I didn't speak to be famous. I spoke because I made a promise to my father, and I kept it. This is our story, told not with perfect words, but with a burning heart. And now I leave it to the wind, May it carry what's sacred, and may those who hear it never forget we were here.